Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network. Perez, Drescher, on the gate.
Welcome to On the Gate, everybody. Derek Drescher, Geo Perez. How we doing, Pop?
Good, man. Got a haircut this weekend. I feel like a new man.
You look great.
Man, yeah.
I
feel like I got a hairline every time I get a haircut.
No, you don't, Pop. You don't.
Close
Actually,
enough.
every time you get a haircut, it goes back a little.
No, but the thing is, like, when it's long, I have like a widow's peak. So it's just, I got like the Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Damn. That's why I don't grow out my hair no more.
You have a Latino devil lock? Diablo lock?
I was looking at my shit last night, and it's worse on this side than that side. It's bad.
I'm gonna get that fucking surgery. I don't give a fuck about anything. I'm gonna fix my teeth and surgery. That's
Dude,
it.
no.
I don't care about
Talk to Justin Silver.
Why? Well,
Because he can help you out without the surgery.
That sounds gay.
The surgery is like
that. He'll make a hairline grow back.
That's what happened when I needed a house. He's like, he can help you out without looking for anything.
You know,
he's got a couch, actually.
I could be a barber to you.
Yeah, you ever see those videos of the barbers like sitting on the guy?
Yeah, he does this.
That's like Justin Silver. Give me a hairline. I got
He
you.
rests his pecs on each side like an old teacher just trying to help you.
It's like, is that your cum rag you're trying to put on my face? What the fuck? It's like, I got a hot cum rag.
Yeah, my hairline looks okay, but like my hair is like thinning by the fucking day.
Yeah, that's
Where's it
just
at?
mine,
Top?
middle.
Back?
Mostly the back. In the top too, it's thinning. But
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I got lucky.
expensive.
I got lucky, but I'm starting to get that huge fucking baboon ass on the back of my head. Dude, and it
getting that
sucks
too.
because when you're short, everybody can see it. And not like I'm unaware until someone's busting my balls about the sun hitting it. I'm like, motherfucker.
Got a sunspot.
Yeah, you're
the
gonna
worst.
You're gonna get
well,
sunburned.
I don't know that you're lucky because you still have a Beetlejuice-sized head.
You do.
So God made a concession with you.
Sprinkle?
Yeah. You took somebody's number at that.
Yeah, dude, I was like, yo, King. Someone sprinkled it right on me.
Fucking Beetlejuice coming back out again.
Yeah, they're probably gonna ruin
there's
it.
another.
Oh, the movie. I
yeah.
thought they were renting the guy again.
The black guy.
Dude, it's nuts to me that you can't rent him anymore.
Oh, you can't?
No, he's retired. He's not rentable. And to me, I think his stock's never been higher than it is right now.
Yeah.
We need it. He's the hero we need right now.
Was he doing any of that cameo stuff? You know, like how
I know,
Happy
but I don't
Birthday?
think he has, man, because to me, it's like I checked for him specifically, and I just settled on like some singing Asian guy. But like when I was looking for Beetlejuice, it's like I couldn't believe that he wasn't on there. And then I checked to see if his site was still up and running, because I know 20 years ago you could go on there, they would have like, you know, DM for rates or
Events
something.
and all that
but
shit.
they
Dude,
don't
you have
that
to
anymore.
you have to flick a meth bag 3 times to show up. It's not saying his name. You got to flick it.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, no, but it has to be a Asian midget flicking the bag.
Oh,
And then he
man,
appears.
you need more fucking things. Damn.
Ryan Shaner and Mike Rainey, everybody. 2 masters of the dark arts. Happy to have you guys here. Thank you for
thrilled
being
to be here, brother.
Yes. Fucking making the trek up from Philly. You guys both baseball guys or no?
Yeah, I watch, yeah.
I mean, I watch a lot of baseball movies. If you want to go on Major League 2, Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year, I'll tell you what's what, but I don't know fucking dick.
For real?
About no, dude, baseball is one of those sports. Look, I'm not knocking the Boys of Summer.
Right.
What I am knocking is how fucking boring the Boys of Summer are.
Yeah.
That's what I'm knocking.
Can't argue with it.
I'm not, dude. Look, and after I stopped drinking, I realized professional sports. Like I used to love going to baseball games because I'm like, yo, I can just get crushed,
Right.
and watch people do shit. I've been to a baseball game sober. I have never.
Terrible.
Are you going to jump off the upper
Dude,
deck?
I was waiting to run out just to get tased for no fucking
There's
reason.
a man hanging from the rafters in
Dude.
the upper deck just swinging back and forth.
can't hang with
Yeah,
baseball.
hockey's more your speed
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
nonstop.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
baseball's like heroin hockey. It's like you will. It's hard not to fall asleep during a baseball game, even though they're doing all kinds of shit to kind of speed up the game. But I think it's kind of maxed out. to
Yeah.
what
They
they
have
can
that
make it.
that wild baseball game now where
Oh,
it's
the
like-
Savannah
Savannah
Bananas?
Yeah.
Now, see, that shit I'll
sounds
watch.
dope.
Yeah.
That shit I could probably stomach watching a guy on stilts do a backflip while pitching. I think I can stomach that.
Yeah, it's cool. They had Pete Rose chasing a 12-year-old girl around the bases.
Are you for real?
Did you watch the
Dude.
Pete Rose documentary?
No, but I remember when fucking Kane fucking tombstoned him at WWE events. He's probably doing anything he can for a couple bucks.
But
Right?
dude, he was making a little bit of a comeback, and then a report came out that he had hired or like he was like tasking a guy with like rounding up underage kids for him, and like he said like, all right, the girl that came out, she was 16, which was the legal age in Florida, but the girl was saying that she was before she was 16, he was fucking with her. He's like, no, she was 16 when I knew her. Yeah, so it was like,
Plot twist: he was betting on whether or not he'd get caught. He was betting on whether or not he'd be popped. He's like, that was just a thing. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to do that. Yeah, that's what happened with Petey. Charlie Hustle.
Yeah, man, he's never gonna make the Hall of Fame now, man.
Dude, never.
Imagine though he actually gets it now. They're like the pedophiles. He's like,
Yeah.
he's one of
Push
us.
him through.
Yeah.
He's one of us. Yeah.
That asterisk is just fingers.
Yeah, it's a little kid's hands.
yo, imagine you build a field of dreams and it's only like the pedophile ball players that come out.
It's
Or
called
like,
Field of creams.
Yeah. Pedophile ball players, the steroid guys, the fucking drug addicts. Oh, that would be great.
Bottom of the barrel league.
Yeah.
Fucking love it, dude.
it, these kids will come.
and so will you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To make that baseball, I'll watch baseball.
To make that the movie that you just described, the bottom of the barrel Field of
Yeah,
Dreams,
dude.
that would be
amazing.
Dude, Gary Sheffield and Barry Bonds walking through the corn stalks, just fucking roided out of their fucking minds.
Mark
dude.
McGuire comes out of nowhere
Yeah.
and lifts you up over fucking puts you.
Sammy Sosa comes out, but he looks Asian for some reason now. He's got so much surgery.
It's like time cop. It's black Sammy and white Sammy, and they can't touch each other.
Haroldus Chapman smashing that ear of corn over his wife's head.
That would be fucking. Mike Schmidt's hitting his wife. It's out of control.
Oh no, wait, Schmidt didn't. Fucking
You didn't know that?
He did steroids,
Dude, no,
or he
no,
hit
no.
his wife.
He hit his wife. Dude,
Listen, man, third base is a tough position.
it's fucking
a
tough.
lot of pressure.
It's a hot corner, man.
It's a hot corner.
You got to be ready.
Just like being a cop. There's a lot of
It's a lot of domestic abuse.
Yeah, Schmidt was on the beat in a different way. That's what he was.
Yeah, cops should have immunity for domestic violence too. I'm with you.
I didn't know that about fucking Mike Schmidt, man.
It was wild. My grandmother was the biggest Phillies fan ever.
Right.
And when Schmidt got when the allegation against Mike Schmidt came out, she was like one of those people like he would never.
Right.
He would never
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
And then it turned out that he pretty much did. Damn. And she was fairly bummed.
Yeah, man.
Did that thing where just didn't talk about it. Like if Schmidt ever got brought up,
Right.
she'd be like, it's fine. It was
She
like
loved him.
finding out your son
loved
had
him.
naked pictures of you.
Yeah.
Was he like a good-looking guy?
Schmidt, he had a nice mustache and shape. Fucking hit 500 home runs.
He looks better
one
now
woman.
than he did back in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, he looks good.
Peptides, probably some shit.
I wouldn't
like
doubt
that.
it, man.
Yeah.
It's good because with Chris Brown, it was funny. Like after he hit Rihanna, there was so many girls I still fuck him. I don't care. He's still my man.
yeah,
He
dude.
sold
Nobody
75
cares.
million
Come
records
on.
a couple years later, and I'm like, that's not men buying.
Vince
that shit.
Neil killed a guy and got blown that night.
Yeah.
Dude, when Chris
Yeah.
Brown was doing the meet and greets for his concerts, I tried to get one when he came to Philly, but they were already sold out. Damn. I was going to try to get him to hit me.
For real?
Yeah.
What were you going to do?
I was just going to, he seems like the kind of guy where if he said, Chris, can you just hit me for this picture? He would do it.
Oh, you were just going to ask him straight
You
up
should have
like
shown
that?
up with an apron and a pie, cowering in the picture.
Just come dress up as Rihanna.
As Rihanna.
In Barbados face.
He's walking and you're like, come on, rude boy. Can you...
Come on, you batty boy. Why don't you hit me, you little pussy?
Now,
Dude, that would be sick.
I wonder, a lot of guys do come back from shit like that. Chris Brown came totally back.
Big time.
Tyson.
Tyson went
Convicted rapist. Yeah. Convicted
Man.
rapist.
And everybody loves him.
The wild thing that, and as everybody's seen these interviews, he's like, he said one time, he goes, I didn't rape her. I raped other girls, but I didn't rape her. And then he was like, I wish I did now for all the problems that I've had, but he's back.
Man,
He's
wishing
back.
you could rape someone in the past.
Not just her. He was like, and her mother too. I wish
Yeah, it's so crazy, how he's changed so much. If you put those two clips, a clip of him saying that, and it just cuts to him dancing in a bee suit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember when the Mike Tyson mysteries were gigantic, the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon?
shoe.
Cartoon was sick.
So when that came out, it was wild.
It was just police solving rapes that he promised.
He was solving crimes.
It was the Scooby-Doo of rape.
How funny would it have been if he was the one he was searching for one of them? That
It's
would have
him
been
under
great.
the mask. Look who it
There's
is.
semen
Pulls the
everywhere.
condom off like a mask. Let's see who this rapist really is.
Ah, it's you.
Oh, it's Mike.
Yeah, they sell his weed. So
That's right, Scoop. That doesn't look consensual.
It's a pit bull instead of a fucking greyhound.
So the place I work, Con Body, underneath they have a weed dispensary called Con Bud. So Con Body Jim
Gotcha.
only hires ex-cons, and then Con Bud
Only
hires ex-cons, ex-drug dealers. Yeah,
Perfect.
But he during the grand opening, he came because they're selling his Tyson 2.0 strain, and I was out of town. I was in Austin.
I got to meet him real quick at the stand.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he was there.
Did you look him in the eye?
Dude, he had like the skull of a fucking lion. You ever see like how it's just
dude.
a huge
He had
skull.
a huge head.
And his hands were like two sizes. I felt like a little
Yeah.
kid. Like I felt like he just shook my hand like this. Like yeah.
Oh, you're really dainty.
Yeah.
Dude, and they were all, he was with all his boys and
Here,
they were
pleased
all,
to make your acquaintance.
they all had like the Peaky Blinder fucking outfits and shit on. Like like the vest on with
Yeah.
a little hat.
Your head next to his had to have looked nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got a big dome too.
Geo got you do have a big head, but it's very slim.
narrow.
It's
Yeah,
It
slender.
looks like
Narrow.
you did have a big head, and then Tyson smacked
Yeah,
smashed it up.
he gave me a pound.
He's like, let me fix that for you. Come here.
I want you to look like someone I'd rape in the past. That's what I want.
You look like Miguel from Think Think.
Miguel.
Come here, Miguel. Yo,
Mike.
it was hilarious because like nobody knew he was in the room, and the host, I wouldn't say her name, but she goes like, "Everybody, make some noise for Mike Tyson," and then nobody paid attention to the show, and then
Everybody's just looking at Mike Tyson.
now everybody just kept going like this, like
Because they're scared that they might.
Yeah, no, they wanted to get raped. Those white girls were looking like, ooh.
Look, I don't ever want to fight Mike Tyson, but if I was given the opportunity, they're like, yo, Mike Tyson's wilding out. I'd be like, I gotta fucking stop. Even if I got, dude, just to have the stories like, yo, I was decapitated by Mike. If someone's like, yo, how'd Shannon die? It's like, yo, he tried to go toe to toe with Tyson. And like, even if I got like one hit, I would be like for the rest of my life in traction. But talking about how I hit Tyson. I was like, I'm still alive, dude. I fucking did it.
Dude, he's gonna like pull his hand back. It's just gonna be a mustache on it. Nobody recognizes you on the floor. But like, what did he hit?
He punches it off like a cartoon. It's just stuck there.
By the time he's done beating you, your head's even smaller.
I stuck down in my fucking shoulders like it was fucking wild, dude.
Sometime last year, did you see the clip of John Jones at that comedy show in Tampa? I think it might have been.
No,
might have
no.
been Las Vegas. But he was drunk and he was heckling from the front row, and the guy didn't know him, but the guy was just kind of playing along with him.
Yeah.
But
Man.
it clearly
he-
barely averted disaster. Eventually, like I think the show just ended, and people were just like, "All right, this sucks." But John Jones was just everything this guy said. He had something to say for him.
Really?
Damn.
Wait,
Did
John
he-
Jones did?
John Jones was in the front row, drunk, heckling this guy,
And he's just beating him.
no, John Jones was getting the upper hand on the comedian because the comedian just didn't know how to handle it. I think. It
Did
was
he
just-
know it was John Jones?
No. It was just a new guy doing comedy, and John Jones happens to be in the front row heckling.
That's hilarious.
You got
Imagine he was like, I'll
bones by
fuck
Jones.
you up, dude.
Yeah.
And then John Jones just stands up. I would have known immediately it was John
Yeah.
Jones.
And then I would have just trolled him at that point.
No. I'm out of there.
What, a viral clip? A comedian gets knocked out by John Jones?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You have
No.
any, dude?
I would have woke up like 20 minutes later, grabbed the mic. You hit like a bitch.
Yo, he gay, dude. He's gay.
Gio,
Damn,
that's
man.
not what it would have happened.
He would have snapped my arm. I'm just waking up. My sister's limping.
He would have made you a paraplegic. They would have cleared the room out.
Dude, I would have been a handicapped comic, just living off my settlement
man.
check
Just rolling
and disability.
Imagine how nice your wheelchair would be.
Yeah, fire. A Dominican wheelchair, dude?
Didn't John Jones?
Dominican wheelchair?
Spoiler on the back.
Was that one of Tyson's weed strains? Dominican wheelchair.
Dominican wheelchair. It's just a wheelchair that plays Dembo and shit.
Yeah, you hear it
lot
coming
of
a
fun.
mile away.
Damn, that sounds like a sick chair, though.
Yeah,
No
but
joke.
think about that, right? Like you snap, like you just be like, yo, like, hey man, you know, talk about him beating his wife or some shit. You know?
Gee, see,
Just
that, I
egg
know,
him on.
I know, and I know
Egg him
Gio
on.
was being honest. That's exactly what he would do.
I would troll him. If he's heckling me, I'm like, hey, man, why you not fighting anymore, man? Can't stay away from the steroids?
God damn.
He's like, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm like, I know, but I still want to see you do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Salute.
I'm pointing at the guys in the back. I'm like, is it rolling? Is it rolling? All right, pussy.
Dude, sometimes you run into C4 for the fucking...
Yeah.
Literally,
Just for the
fucking
store.
C4.
Yeah,
I'm just
dude.
tweaking off caffeine like, you ain't going to do shit, John Jones.
What happened?
The most famous person who's ever been in the audience, I think, for me, was Tony Kukoc.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, you could beat his ass.
Yeah, I know, dude. He's huge. He looks old as fuck.
But
now,
it's Tony
though.
with an I. So I think
Yeah.
even though he is big, like he's still got the upper hand.
Serbian or Croatian. He was great though. He was good.
I think his son plays and it might be the same name.
Tony Kukoc Jr.
Damn.
Oh, he's a ball player too?
Who's he playing for?
I don't even know that he plays in the NBA, but I think I saw his name in the Olympics maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Them European boys are. Did we win gold this year? Is it
No,
over?
we took it.
Took off.
Oh, the men's. Who
Both.
the men and women?
Yeah.
Who did we beat for the gold?
France.
France.
Oh really? Fucking France made it to the
Are you
gold.
surprised by
Serbia.
Yeah, Tony Parker. They got that other black guy, right? He's pretty.
Yeah.
yeah.
I watched a little bit of Olympic basketball. And again, I don't really follow basketball either. But basketball movies, if you ask me,
Semi-pro.
6-man,
Air Bud. Yo, dude, that's a tearjerker, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the first movie I ever cried to when he dies. And then Marlon Wayne's all sad. I'm like,
Oh, a dog, dude. So the first movie I ever cried to was Homeward Bound, which is also a dog movie.
Yeah.
With a-
Shadow.
Bound.
Yeah.
Shadow will get you.
Yep.
Dude. But Shadow, honestly, would have totally beat the fuck out of that golden retriever.
Yeah.
For real.
100%.
If you put Shadow on the team, get out of here.
Yeah.
Everyone's in.
I thought that
Homeward
golden.
Bound, is that with the dog and
There's 4 of them. They get lost, and the golden retriever is like the.
He's the voice of reason.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there's a pit bull mixed, which
Yeah.
is Michael J. Fox. He's the scrappy
Yeah.
guy named Chance.
They're escaping
He's
Michael
still
Vick.
scrapping.
Sometimes,
he's more
sometimes the
scrappy
dog would just go. All right, I thought that would be. Because the Parkinson's.
now. Yeah. No, it looked like you were saying,
He's
hey.
got Parkinson's.
Yeah, Parkinson's.
The dog's got Parkinson's.
There we go. We saved it.
Yeah, it looked like you was just like signaling, like,
Yeah,
hey,
dude.
Oh, do you think it was for real? Like I was having a seizure?
Yeah.
no,
tick.
it's signaling. Like you were telling, hey, Poppy, come here. Come here, Poppy.
Yeah, that one. So at the end, just the 3 come, and you don't see the retriever, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!"
You thought he died.
And then he
he
comes.
shows up.
What was the one with the dog and the cat?
Tom and Jerry.
No.
No, it is around
like
the time of Homeward Bound. What was that? Something Journey?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the dog. Oh, you're talking about Milo and Otis.
Milo Notice.
Do you know the dark secret behind Milo and Otis?
know.
There's
Give it
like
to us,
12
baby.
Oh,
Do
I'll
you-
let you explain.
Do you know how many Milos and Otises died during that movie?
Are you fucking serious?
So motherfucking
Brought it up.
many. The scene where the bear shows up and Milo gets smacked by the bear.
He
that's
died.
One Milo down. Dude, they brought on so many fucking pugs and so many cats
Yeah.
to make that movie. The scene where they go over the waterfall. Good God.
Are you for real?
Dead serious.
Bro, there was a warning in the beginning that like so many animals got
Yeah.
hurt in this movie.
They said it at the beginning.
No, but that would have been funny.
They,
though.
the Milo and Otis is one of those movies that like a lot of people love because
Yeah.
it's an amazing children's movie, but there's so many people who
Don't know, yeah.
advocate for animal rights who like don't fuck with that movie. at
Yeah.
all. It's
I mean,
wild.
that's crazy. I
So
never knew
many
that.
died.
There
They
was a
went through
movie-
less cats though because they have 9 lives. So they kept. They only
guy
went through
keeping
3
tally.
cats.
Geo Perez, everybody.
They should have put outtakes at the end with every Milo and Otis.
Yeah.
Yeah, our fucking,
In memory
a little
of
in memory, yeah.
Snowball.
I want to see the Milo.
A memoriam.
Tinkle.
Dude, I want to see the director's cut where it's just like such a bloodbath.
It's just like a World War
Yeah.
II veteran
Straight
grave
up.
site with all a bunch of crosses.
Yeah, there's a pug with his hand on a wall.
I wonder if we could get that.
You probably. I'm telling you, the way the internet's set up, if we can go back in time to fucked, I'm pretty sure someone's got some fucking.
Or at least interview the vet who pronounced them all dead.
Yeah, the guy on set.
You think it was even a vet? It's just a dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just a guy.
I feel like it's like a guy in like a mullet and a khaki vest, and he's just throwing it in the fucking woods. Like,
I'm pretty sure he's not. He's just kicking him. He's like dead. Dead.
And all those dogs and cats belong to somebody, I would imagine.
I think they
right?
belong to whatever production team or whatever, dude. They just got they got a deal, dude. It's people got a deal on dogs and cats. Like, we gotta make a movie, dude.
It's like Michael Bay with cars, going through cars.
Exactly, dude.
Fuck, we gotta blow up another pug, man.
Well, pugs are not long for the world to begin with. So
No.
that is the dog where if you're going to go through a lot of them.
Yeah, they
that's the one
die
to put
like
in
4 or
there.
5 years
Cats
old.
are
Yeah,
everywhere.
fucking-
Cats are everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
That was a smart move. Now if they would have done like like a fucking poodle or some shit, then it's just like
You guys got pets?
Dalmatian.
3 cats, yeah.
You have 3 cats? I got a cat.
My girlfriend has 2 cats, and I guess they're my fucking cats.
Nice. They love you now?
The one is like very affectionate, but what I didn't know, I had a cat before those cats, and then he passed away. And he was
R.I.P.
Dude,
Was he
Milo
Milo
Notice.
Notice? He was a stunt cat.
yeah, he did his own stunts, drowning himself in the toilet.
Is that how he died?
No, he Michael Hutchins himself. He hung himself while masturbating.
Wait, what?
You guys were, dude. If you had seen Derek's eyes,
I was like, how
how
did he
wide
die?
they got, he was like,
I was thinking like something like a Christmas tree, light.
No,
get
I
hanging
went
around.
To traffic. or
no,
something.
dude. He just got wildly aggressive cancer out of nowhere. It was one of that's.
He lost a lot of weight real
Dude,
quick, right?
it was one of those things where one day he looked fine, and the next day I was like, "Is that Callista Flockhart?" It was fucking. You would pet him, and you'd feel all
the cancer.
No, just the.
God damn.
He thought he was charging people $5 a pet. It's like, well, that is a lot of
That's
cancer.
a
He's like, wow. He's like, you seem
smelling it like melons. Like, that's pretty good.
That's good cancer.
like you're really stressed out, man.
what
He got
is
some
that?
these knots in your
No, he just. I don't know what.
Was he hanging tough after he like lost the weight and
So
stuff?
it was so quick that I was like, "What the fuck is?" And this is during the pandemic, so
Right.
I didn't know exactly what was going on. And then when I took him to a vet, it was like the last straw was he was such a great cat. He never fucked anything up or pissed on anything ever.
Oh, he went in the
So
house.
then in front of me and my roommate at the time just pissed on just stood there and pissed on the floor like a fucking huge stream. And I was like, yo, baller move. And I was like, I probably should take him to a vet. And when I got him to the vet, it was during the pandemic, and I guess I'll give it to him, understood that like not a lot of people had money.
Yeah.
No one's working. They were like, yo, so your cat has a growing mass on his stomach. And I was like, fuck. They're like, yo, we can put him down tonight. And
We have a deal.
dude, it was like, no, she just held up a hammer. She was like, we can put him down tonight. And I was like, fuck. And wildly enough, I was like, I won't do that. So I kept him. He lived for another 3 months.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Was he
but, like,
bald at any point?
dude, the only thing that was falling out of him was like his belly had hair, but then it all started like really falling out, and I realized, man, he has the most like Thailand nipples I've ever seen. Dude, they were fucking huge, and I was like, wow, that is gross. And then
took him back to the vet. He's like, yeah, put him down now.
Yeah.
I think it is time for him to go.
the wild thing though, when I did have to take him down, so I brought him into I showed up, and I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah. How old was he?
7.
Okay.
7.
Oh, he's young.
Dude, it was like
Young buck.
It showed up, and I mean, he deteriorated so fast, and I didn't really know what was happening. And the day I had to put him down, I brought him, and like I'm bummed.
Yeah.
I'm like, motherfucker. And I give him to the lady. She takes him back, and I'm sitting in the waiting room. I'm sitting in the waiting room with my feet in a thing of Lysol. Because it's still the pandemic. They
Oh,
thought-
yeah, yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking
Mask
around.
on.
There's 3 other
so
people.
you think it was the 5G that was given?
I hope it was. Dude, I was honestly cursing China up and down. I was like, they couldn't put him in food, and now they're coming for him. I was losing it. And then I'm sitting there, and then over the loudspeaker, and people are there with like their dogs and cats, and over the loudspeaker, it's like, Ryan, can you please come back in the room for Sex Machine?
That's the cat's
That's the cat's name was Sex Machine.
And like
so
they
good.
said it over the loudspeaker, and everyone's just like looking around, and I slowly get up, and I'm like kicking water off my going. Yeah, and then he died, and I was like, for a long time, I was like, I'm not getting another fucking cat.
Right.
I don't want one. And then my girlfriend moves in, and I got these 2 black sons of bitches in
Yeah.
the goddamn house. And the one is like really skittish, but all right, and the other one is a huge whiny pussy baby.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that cats can have sibling rivalry. I had no idea that was a thing, that cats get jealous of one another, and it is the gayest thing in the fucking.
They fight over
Dogs
you.
do
Dude,
that shit
no,
too,
they
yeah.
get passive aggressive. Like if you're petting one, the other one will show up and like come up to you, but kind of claw on you, and then walk away. Like, oh, you're gonna pet him now? You got to work. You got to work for me now. You got to come and get me. You got to show me you love me. Fuck all that. I have no time for it.
Yeah, the gayness.
The gayness. The gayness.
That's
of
how
facts.
I'm-
Dogs just fucking like rip each other's throats.
I would rather watch two dogs fight to the death.
Dude, I'm just still thinking like there's
Your
a guy in
family-
there's a guy in the waiting room at the vet, and then all of a sudden he goes to the back. He's like, "Yo, where's this sex machine?" Yeah, dude. I heard you guys got a sex machine.
I gotta blow some steam.
Dude, and the crazy thing is, so I'm like, say the worst part was he didn't know he was going to be put to sleep.
Right.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Were you there with him when he?
So that was the whole thing because it was COVID. You could say goodbye, but you couldn't be in the room. Damn. So I'm like, the lady's like right outside the door, and the door's like kind of cracked. I'm like, goodbye, little sex machine. I'm like, goodbye.
Hands on
I'm
the
like,
window.
I'm saying all the stupid shit I call him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you sexy little boy.
Yeah.
Like, goodbye. And like, I know.
It's over the loudspeaker.
I turn it off. And I'm like,
You little sex machine.
dude, I'm like being very loud, and I can hear the lady outside the door, like trying not to laugh, but also trying not to cry at the same time.
Was there a part of you that considered just ending the cat on your own? So it
Oh,
could be on
dude,
your
I
own terms?
totally thought about doing that. I was like, I'm gonna mercy
Kill you, yeah.
And it's like I thought about. It's funny because earlier that year, my dad died. And I remember there was a point in time where I was like, I'm going to mercy kill him too. And it came into my head twice.
It probably came into your dad's head too because you look like a mercy killing son.
I was totally going to shoot him in the back of the head.
Damn.
Without a doubt.
Of mice and men style.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. I had a whole plan. I was like, dude, he's out of control. He
Damn.
needs to go. And
Cat's case, it's kill mice and men.
Dude, I've seen one of my boys when I lived in Alabama just like put his cat down with a little 22 rifle. Shot him in the
Jeez,
back of the
damn.
head, yeah.
Shooting
'Cause
a
you
cat
could
in the
do
head
that.
is
With
wild.
With a 22, he probably blew
22?
it.
No.
But the
cat's
cat to a
head,
22.
you know.
It's small.
Yeah,
You
but
can't use a fucking anything bigger
Dude,
than that.
if I was
That's
gonna-
fucking
No.
brutal.
See, that's the way I would go, though.
Yeah, I'll just go
Blow
with a
entirely
shotgun
off.
Big.
slug.
Big. No, I would get the gun from the jackal and shoot him, blow him up all over.
You
the
just see him with a fucking like a
Say
12 gauge
goodbye to
shotgun.
my little friend.
Yeah, dude.
He's got the barrel through the cat's ass. Like,
I would duct tape a grenade to my cat's head and be like, "That's the one he would have wanted." Dude.
yeah.
put that
Go out
fucking
with a
thermite,
bang.
put like strap thermite on it, and
Straight
then
up.
shoot the thermite.
You saw him do that?
Yeah, right. And it was right in my cousin's backyard.
What was wrong with the cat?
Yeah, I think it was
acting
sick. I
up.
think I had like
Yeah.
cancer.
It was just being a
Scratching, scratching the sofa.
pissed on the carpet once.
Yeah, dude. But that's enough, dude. Cat pee is wild.
Cat piss
Cat
is
piss is the worst.
insane.
Oh, dude, it smells like it smells
It's
so
the
bad.
ammonia
Cat
and fucking.
and cat shit, bro. Like when somebody doesn't clean out their litter box,
Dude.
it's fucking brutal.
That's another reason
man.
why I was like
Brutal.
very apprehensive about getting another cat. Dude, Sex Machine would take the grossest dumps in the world, dude. And he would also do this thing where like, and I thought it was only my buddy's cat to do it. He would put his hands in the shit and then wipe it on the side of like the wall where his fucking dude, it was disgusting.
He was
man.
actually writing, I have cancer.
I'm sick.
Ryan, please take me to a doctor. I don't feel
I need
well.
an oncologist. Please, Ryan.
He was just doing the zodiac sign for cancer. I'm like, oh, he was born in June.
You need to stop smoking in the house.
I was like,
It's hurting my stomach.
I was like, what a wild cat.
Stop smoking menthol.
Stop blowing it in my face. That's how I did it, dude. We hung out.
Why don't you, your family never had any pets?
Nah, I had a pit bull for like 3 months. I got it when it was like 2 months old, and then I had to get rid of it. My mom did not.
How old were you when you got them?
I think it was like 16.
So
I bought it myself.
You were selling drugs and you bought a pit bull. Yeah.
Of course.
That's what you do, dude.
Well, I mean,
that's
dude,
the
it was
first thing you do.
It was my cousin was
Pair of
selling them.
Jordans, fitted hat, pit bull.
Pit bull,
There
yeah.
you go. Chain.
Yeah.
Well, and then chain somewhere. in there.
Earring, big
Yeah.
pinky ring.
Yes.
Watch.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. That's sick.
Corolla.
No, hell no. Honda Civics, baby.
Honda
Oh, I was
Of
gonna say
course,
Dodge, Dodge Shadow.
Wait,
That was a Dodge Charger.
we talking about the dog's name?
Yeah. What was his name?
Monty.
Monty.
Yeah, that's a good drug dealer's
good-
name.
yeah.
It was short for Tony Montana.
Oh, geez. I love it. I love it.
That's my favorite movie
You ever
growing
think
up.
of him?
Yeah, because I gave it to, well, this is the thing. I gave it to one of my friends, right? My homegirls. And then she gave it to a boyfriend who I didn't like and would fight pits. Oh, no. So, like, I thought I was giving it to her. I was like, oh, I can still see the dog. And next thing I know, I see him, like, post a picture with the dog. Hey, Yolanda just got me this. I was like, you fucking bitch. I sold it to somebody else.
That's dastardly, man.
Did he?
That shit was looking fucking beautiful.
But he did.
when
But he didn't
got
fight
it.
the dog.
I don't think they were really like they would train them. You know what I mean? I don't think they were really like I don't think
Training
it was-
a dog to fight and then
But
never
then
putting it in the ring.
I know, that's
is
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
Dude, my family
just
used to
hanging from
train
branches,
roosters.
hitting them and shit.
Yeah, the tires and
That's
shit.
the pets you had. You guys had roosters.
Just the roosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like 200 of them.
Yeah.
Would you
in our
name them?
backyard. Yeah.
For real? You're like, this is.
It was too many.
Peppy.
I'm like, this is breakfast. This is lunch. Dinner. this is a chicken omelet. This one's gonna give me eggs.
Mike, you got a new book out, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I was
brother.
trying to-
Delco Dirtball. It's a new Wigger crime novel.
Get out of here.
It's my foray into fiction, man. And
So it's about Derek. It's about
dude, it's not that fun. Listen, if you grew up in a fucked up place that has a lot, surrounded by people that are just scheming from the time they get up to the time they go to bed, I think you can relate to what's in this book, man.
Yeah, I am the Wigger Prince of Brooklyn.
I
so.
like that you got the pack of Newports, the
Yeah.
condom, the bags of Trank or
Perk Static.
Perktastic.
Perktastic. What's that mean? What is that?
So the artist who
fantastic
created this,
perk. Oh.
it's not heinous. He's the man. But there's the Scholastic books. You know, you could get them at the book fair. They had that little Scholastic thing at the bottom, and non heinous took some creative license to put Perktastic at the bottom.
Very
This is
good.
perfect for me. I'll read this on the flight today.
I like how you have a chapter called Meth Revelations.
That's where all the people are raptured, but they're running around so fast they can't get.
I like this
the
one.
Four Horsemen
I like 4. Dick out, blood everywhere. That's the one. I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, there's some fucked up sex in there too. So there's a lot of just people scheming to get out of where they're from, which is where I'm from, which is Delco. So the two main characters, they're falsely accused of murdering their boss at Halloween Adventure, and they got to get the fuck out of Delco fast. And the only way they can do that is by reaching out to their strange dad, who has a check that he needs cashed. He shares the same name with one of the characters, and he needs them to cash a check for him.
Right.
So they got to cash this check, and they got to get the fuck out of Delco while the police are looking for them.
And
they're
then
being
the
wrongly
police
accused for murder.
find him and they put his knee over his neck for 8. You do some bad checks, motherfucker.
How long was it again?
What?
How long did he do it?
It's 8 something or
8:17?
18 minutes. It would have been funny if it was 18 minutes. Was it? I think it was like 8 minutes. And
It was however
27
long
seconds.
that one Chappelle special was.
Oh, that horse
It's
shit.
also
Yeah,
how
so
I
he-
thought about killing Sex Machine as well. I thought about chauvining him into the afterlife. I thought about it.
You're watching the news during the pandemic. You're like, hey, what a
Beautiful idea. I was like, he's got something.
China's applauding you.
Yes.
It was 8:46.
8:46. There we go.
Imagine how bad your knee hurts.
Yeah.
From that?
His leg definitely fell asleep when he got up.
Oh, for sure.
He was saying pins and needles. The pins and needles when he got up. He's like, George Floyd, what about my leg? I fell asleep for 12 minutes.
I wonder how he's doing in the clink.
Didn't he get stabbed already?
I don't know.
I think he got
Oh yes,
stabbed up.
yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he got
He
stabbed
did.
up.
He
Yeah.
did. He did.
He got like
Yep.
stabbed like 27 times.
27.
It was something like that. I forgot. He got like,
Jeez.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like the CEOs would try to protect him, right?
well, he's definitely going to be in protective custody.
Well, that for sure. But I would think that they would want because he's
Yeah,
one,
wouldn't he be
one
in
of
like
them.
the shoe or like some other
segregated housing unit.
Wouldn't he
exactly
be there?
Yes, but sometimes in the shoe, like there's guys like that that need to be protected, and then there's guys who are in the shoe because they're very very bad boys. Yeah, because the shoe is like jail inside of jail.
Man, if the shoe fits.
Yeah. So I would imagine not often do you get to cross paths. You're supposed to be like when you're out of your cell, you're supposed to be the only one out of your cell. Like if they're taking you
Gotcha.
to the doctor or something. But I would imagine that he probably got stabbed up at the doctor's. I would imagine
Probably in movement.
Yeah, in
Probably
movement,
moving
yeah.
around. Somebody saw him. Pulled that little shank out their butt and just
Dude, you're getting stabbed with a butt shank.
butt shank.
I mean, dude, it's,
That'd be a cool name for a
that gets the septic in your bloodstream. Dude.
Brian Shader, please come back for butt check.
That's your new cat's name, Butt Shank.
little ass man. My little shitty boy. My little ass knife. I love you, dude.
You cut my heart with your poop.
Or hey, you want to say something?
I
Real
don't know. So Delco, that's Delaware County, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah.
from. So
Delco proper.
I grew up in Delco. I still live in Delco. I'll probably die there. And Delco is just right outside of Philly.
Right. So is that like kind of like a suburb area, but more like a Staten Island
Yeah,
type
so-
of thing, where it's like there's houses, but it's all like white trash.
It is like there's like a nicer end of Delco, which is an area called like Radnor, but everything else is like mid-level to just absolute trash.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like how like Long Island is. Like you'll go in one town and you just see just hood where you think like you're in LA because everybody has like fucking flags and shit, bandanas. And then you go over, it's like, it's a little safer. And then you just got fucking mansions. And it's like every town is like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, even where I live now, fucking here, it's supposed to be like one of the nicer neighborhoods in the city, but you go right around the corner on 6th Avenue, they're just selling drugs right out there. It's disgusting.
Yeah, the area where I grew up in Delco is an area called Upper Darby. And during the 80s, it was cool. And I think I was just oblivious to all the fucked up shit that was happening. But yeah, we would just roam around. There's a massive transportation hub that we would just walk in and out of. But now you go there, it's like just insanity. And we moved out because my sister got shot when I was, I think, 16. And that was like my first like
Did
realization.
she survive or?
She did, yeah. Unfortunately, she's.
You ever told me
I wish we could have put her down sex machine, but
I had a sibling who got shot too. Fucking.
is she still alive?
He didn't die from that. He died from something else.
Oh.
That from the aftermath.
Yeah, he made it through that. It was bad too. It was like 17 surgeries, fucking point blank, 2 to the gut, but he made it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my sister got shot.
In the gut too?
Yeah, my father and I, we heard it because my dad was just picking me up from work, and we got out of the car and we heard the gunshot because it was like 5 blocks away, and we heard her scream, and we just looked at each other. Then we started walking inside the house, and we saw 2 kids run past us. And I was like, all right, that's weird. But then somebody who lived in one of the houses across the street from where she got shot was able to get her phone number. They called police, but then they called our house. And the lady whose house she made it to was just screaming into the phone. And I gave the phone to my dad, and he got the address, and he went to go to be with her before the ambulance got there.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But
Fucking stomach shot, hard thing to survive. Not a lot of people survive them. It's because there's so much shit in there. You got fucking all
I thought, now, again, I'm not trying to bring movies into this, but I thought, according to Reservoir Dogs, a shot in the stomach, you can take days or weeks to die from, according to Harvey Keitel.
Yeah. I think they spruced that up for the movie.
You know what? Movies are fucking bullshit, dude.
Usually, stomach shot, bad one. Like if you make it past 24 hours, it's
damn.
yeah, because there's so much
Yeah.
shit
This
in
picture
there.
got shot in the stomach and it like missed every organ and shit. And I'm like, how the fuck
Yeah,
is
that's
that
wild
possible?
shit,
Yeah.
too.
Like the Pope got shot in the stomach. Like one of the popes years ago got shot. And it missed every fucking vital organ.
Oh, is that why the
Like, it was
Pope Mobile exists? Is that why they got that fucking...
For real?
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that makes total
Because it used to
fucking
just be
sense.
open convertible.
Now, what did they do to the guy that shot the Pope?
Oh, dude, they raped his kids. They caught it.
Right at Sunday Mass in the square.
Yeah, and then they just
Bring them out.
offered their bodies for fucking the Holy
Damn.
Sacrament.
Right, I got to rock soon. So, Jorge, you made some games for us, right?
Yeah, so I have 2 things prepared. Would you rather guys do some improv or give some advice out to some
What?
people?
Jorge?
Improv. What the fuck, Jorge? This
Do you
is
guys
not
want
enough.
your dick sucked, or do you want to suck dick?
Yeah.
What do you guys want?
It's up to you guys.
What?
I thought we were gonna play the jail term game.
Nah, we did that one already.
So advice? All right, do advice. I don't know about improv. Did you feel like
Advice?
you feel like improv today?
No.
Okay.
I heard Jorge sucks. I heard in a deli in Alaska. Okay, got it.
Give us the advice.
So what?
All right, so all of you guys have in common is some former drug addiction,
opiates.
opiates, all
Yes.
that stuff, some fun stuff. Most of you guys have overcome all that.
Kind of.
Geo.
I think. No, Geo doesn't do opiates no
I don't do
more.
opiates anymore. Yeah, I just
Alright.
do hallucinogens.
And Mr. Shaner on his show, the end, you can call in and ask for advice. And Mr. Rainey over here on Those Stinkers, they talk a lot about crime, murders. So I figured you guys all have experience with getting over some sort of addiction. Do you think there is something that you guys can all collaborate and give advice to for people to stop committing murder?
Damn, that's a hard one, man.
So-
'Cause
Do you
some
have an
people need to
actual
get killed.
question? Did someone say anything or no? Or is this
It's one of the things I prepared.
all right, Shaner?
I think one thing we need to do, I mean, that would help. Honestly, like if you look at all those boxing training dummies, They're all men.
Yeah.
They need to start making women ones. They need to start making like women, like frail ones, because then you can just like everyone beats up, and I get it. You
Yeah.
want to beat up on a guy.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're not mad at a guy.
Right.
That's true.
And you don't want to go into it with like a weird androgynous Olympic boxer in your own home.
From out
you want to go after a lady.
Yeah.
And then haul off. I also think VR games need to get a little bit more like realistic. And then other than that, I don't know. I mean, I would say therapy, but gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that even further. You know how you go to the boardwalk and there's that punching machine?
Yeah,
Maybe set up like a raggedy hooker that comes down when you put your dollar in. And you could stab her. You could
Yeah, knifing machine. Yeah.
It's also a sex doll. You can rape it. Rape dolls.
We were doing so good, G.
Yeah, we were. We were talking about basic murder, dude.
This
All
one.
right, wait. I like Gio's idea. What if they also had? What if the boardwalk also had like a Mike Tyson suit you can get inside?
Knock people
Dude,
out.
the Mike Tyson
Yeah,
experience.
dude.
You can punch people and fuck them. That would be sick.
That reminds me of like what was that fucking Iron Man suit that he made it just to fight the Hulk with? You know the one I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
That would be like the Mike Tyson suit. Yeah.
That would be sick.
This wouldn't be an On the Gate episode though if Geo didn't make that rape reference. We needed it.
So for some reason they say I always joke about it, but it's been weeks.
127 episodes in a row, my friend.
No.
But dude, I like that VR idea.
I do.
I'm
telling you,
Yeah.
Just imagine if you could take like the Chris Benoit experience.
Oh, my
Like you wake up, you go downstairs to the kitchen, your wife is like, "Let me get you using the fucking Bowflex again."
Yeah.
You're just like,
And then you hear. That would be so sick.
You just see somebody like that, like your brother's playing the game or some shit, and he's just in the corner like this. Yeah. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm tying my son.
You just see him on the ground doing the crippler crossface to nothing. Like,
Or what if you in the VR you can actually be the wife or the son?
oh, you can fight
Now you know what it feels like, dude.
Dude, you can fight back.
Yeah.
yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot. But do you think in heaven there's a chance that Chris Benoit is child-sized and his wife and kid are actually Chris Benoit-sized?
Oh man. And they're just fucking.
Yeah, they were bigger than him.
They're just beating on him
Yeah.
They
fucking
were
every day.
juicing and shit.
I hope Chris Benoit. I'm not gonna. I was gonna say I hope he's in heaven.
First off,
Bowflex heaven.
look, say whatever you want about Chris Benoit in his life.
Yeah.
One of the best technical wrestlers ever to live.
Of all time.
Instead of wings, he's just got Bowflex cables.
That would be so sick.
Oh my god.
You get lost, you're trying to find your way around in heaven, you see that turn the corner.
That would be awesome.
Dude, yeah, walking into heaven, they're like, all right, one thing you got to do before you get in, and his music drops.
Dude,
Oh my God.
yeah.
that again, I would be so pumped to be murdered by one of my heroes. You know what I mean?
Choked to death
Just
in the
if
crippler
some guy was like,
crossface.
yo, you have to wrestle Chris Benoit. I'd be like, fuck, no, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
As shit.
Now, it happened because of the CTE,
Yeah, CTE, definitely.
and maybe the steroid use, possibly.
I think it's a combination of CTE, steroid abuse, and after Eddie Guerrero died,
Yeah, he went crazy.
He lost his fucking mind to a point where every wrestler kind of knew. They were like, "Yeah, he's kind of losing it," but nobody said anything.
Yeah.
And then it just was
Yeah, he was crying all the time,
big time,
right?
big time. And there's nothing worse than imagine being beaten by Chris Benoit and he's crying.
Yeah.
That would be the
Or
most
seeing him-
terrifying thing in the world.
Seeing him crying before your match in the locker room,
It's like
dude.
the Patriot with fucking Mel Gibson
Yeah,
over
dude.
the guy, just
And they're not
screaming.
They're not regular tears. They're just like thick energy drink tears.
Because Tyson used to cry before his fights too
Terrifying.
when he was young.
Terrifying.
He'd be back there crying, and then he'd get mad and punch the fucking
Yeah,
lockers and all that
He'd
shit.
rape the locker. Like, what are you doing back here, Mike? You know what I'm doing?
All right, so
Locker slip.
what would you do? What do you think would tone down murder?
Nothing, bro. It's the way of life.
You do?
Yeah.
You
I don't
think that?
murder will go anywhere? You're always gonna have war. You're always gonna have somebody pissed off at somebody.
There was a politician from Pennsylvania who I believe said everybody wants new gun laws. He goes you could take the guns away, but it doesn't matter. He's like, it won't stop people from killing each other.
Yeah.
No, we'll have a lot more Benoits.
Yeah.
Do you know how many
Yeah.
fucking crippler crossfaces? Do you know how many people would be crossfaced to death? Damn. It would be wild.
They changed all of a sudden, like, Bowflexes are making a comeback
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
I wonder if that hurt their sales.
Oh, yeah. Dude, if it had been a Nordic track,
So
don't
many
even
wives are like,
fucking-
I want that out of the house right now. Get it out of here.
Dude, if that's it. But that's how you flex on your wife too.
Yeah.
You both
flex
she's like,
on
get
her.
out of here. You just hit music.
Jesus
Why'd you order
Christ.
this? You're gonna see, bitch.
Oh, I don't know. Just trying to get in shape.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly though, like those movies, The Purge and The Hunger Game make sense. Where, or even like The Lottery, that story where if one, like you just have one person get killed, like or get sacrificed, it'll put everybody else in line.
But I look, I understand the Purge more than I understand the Lottery. But the Lottery is like, I don't think the world could get around one person being killed. They'd have to be like
In every district. It
oh,
had to be spread
oh.
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I-
if somebody from another district or whatever, another state got killed, you're gonna be,
you're
who
not
gives a
gonna
fuck
give
about
fuck.
Mississippi, bro. But you know, they get somebody from your area, you're like, oh shit.
He said we have a law against murder and it doesn't prevent people from killing other people. So why would tougher gun laws prevent people from killing people? He's right. He's absolutely right. I don't remember who it was. But
Is that your own quote?
No.
You wrote that down and then read it off the paper.
It was. No, I needed to write it. To
I claim
remember it.
things that I say are senators' words as well.
No,
Just
it
so
was
people
definitely
believe it.
a Philly. Do you remember who it was or no?
don't know.
Not Philly, Pennsylvania. But yeah, I know it was a Pennsylvania
Was it Tom?
politician because
was it Tom
at,
Ridge? Was it?
It was at the beginning of a Jedi mind trick song.
Oh,
Is he an older guy, you think?
Yeah, older. I mean, it doesn't matter who he is, but I mean, I think he's right.
oh, you
We
know
have a law
what?
against-
Those were Bud Dwyer's last words.
Oh, that the guy that blew it.
Yeah.
Stand back. This is what did he say before he goes? This is dangerous.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Old Bud.
Stand back.
Damn. If Bud danced right before pulling the trigger,
He's
that
like, I'm
would
going
be-
to see Stevie Nicks. They're like, Stevie's not dead, bud.
Stop. And what he did wasn't even that bad. It was just like stealing money,
So
right?
no, from what I understand, he was charged. There was under suspicion of embezzlement
Yeah.
of millions of dollars.
Nice.
And what happened was, I think he was innocent of doing it. However, his career was going to be completely tarnished, and he was still going to have to go to jail for like not doing it,
Probably
but some other
5,
shit.
10 years maybe.
And he knew his career was over, and that's all he had, and he was.
I
very
thought it was
worried.
because they made him go by our Bud Dwyer, not retard Bud Dwyer.
Tard Dwyer.
Now he killed himself because he thought his wife was going to get the pension if it
Yeah.
was before he
Yes.
was found guilty,
yeah.
which I think they didn't give it to him.
No.
I think suicide fucking
Ended it.
nullifies
He
it.
found the loophole?
That's the loophole he was going for. That he wanted to make
But
sure.
it didn't work.
I don't think
They
so.
couldn't close that big loophole in his head. That was a gigantic gaping loophole.
They made a whole song about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, nice shot. Yeah.
It's
Who
great.
who was that again?
That was Fuel.
Filter.
Oh, was it Filter?
Filter.
Yeah.
Filter. Yeah.
Do you think any like politicians have ever like kind of like remade that where they take out a paper back there? But it's like, no, he's like, actually, it's cookies for everybody. You guys be
That
killing it
would
lately.
be sick.
Gift cards.
Coles Cash.
I don't know. Every time a politician kills himself, I'm like, he was ready to uncover a child pedophile sex ring.
I feel like anytime anybody kills himself, that's what it's about.
Yeah. I'm like, that guy knew something, and he was about to speak, and they're like, we gotta get him out of here.
God damn, this
I
shit
wouldn't
is
doubt it, man.
expensive.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What are you looking at?
I got it for my Uber to the airport.
Oh, jeez.
I thought you were looking at guns.
Paper bag guns.
Yeah, I'm fucking. That's too much. Need a smaller one.
Yo, get the Uber pool.
I don't
the
know
train.
what would stop people from murdering. I know this. I know that I want to murder sometimes, and I don't do
You know
it.
what? You know what would actually stop people from murdering other people?
What?
A bigger force than people that we could murder.
Something better.
Something
aliens.
No, and it's not just. I talked about this the other day. It can't be aliens that just show. It can't be like ID4. It can't be like Independence Day. It can't be like 1 or 2 days. it's got to be at least 25 years for us to completely put our differences aside. The aliens got to be malevolent enough where they're imposing, but shitty enough where we can beat them with our weapons.
Yeah. Right.
And they got to also put in such a threat that they're taking people away, maybe killing them, maybe Tyson raping them. We don't know. But
It's like, oh, they got the anal probe. Tyson
Straight
just
up.
shows up. We got this.
But we have to have a new enemy. We have to have a new common enemy for us to hate. It can't be people.
Dude, my fucking heart just dropped. It just said your helicopter's waiting. I thought I ordered a fucking helicopter by accident.
He's gonna check his account. There's gonna be $12 in it.
Fuck?
That would be
Jesus
sick.
Christ.
Yeah, you're Uber pooling with Kobe Bryant.
Holy shit. All right, I got to run.
Damn.
All right,
Yeah,
listen.
we got a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
You want to do the little plugs before you leave, or you don't got nothing?
Listen on the Gay Podcast. Use code OTG if you don't already subscribe.
Oh, yeah, you can check me out on the End Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, and make sure you call the hotline, 833-443-5300, and we'll address any comment or anything you want to say on the show.
Check out my new book, Delco Dirtball, a wicked crime novel, available at onperks.com, as well as my other book, On Perks. And on top of that, too, check out my 2 podcasts, Dad Meat with Tim Butterly, the funniest guy on the planet, and also Little Snickers with my homeboys, John Del Calo and Jake Matera. It's a true crime podcast, but I promise you, it's not Hot Topic Fat Girl true crime. It's fun.
All right. I'm
Peace out, bro.
Yes.
Later, buddy.
Thank you, fellas.
Safe travels,
You.
brother.
Yeah.
This smoke break is brought to you by YoDelta.com, the official Getting High sponsor of the Gas Digital Network.
Yo, Jorge, what was the other game? What are you gonna have us do? Because we're
Well, I have another question. If you guys want to do another question.
all right, go
Let's
ahead.
do it.
See you, Derek. So where'd my document go? Shut up, Derek. We're doing a show. So Delco Dirtball is the escape of the attempted escape of some fugitives. So what I want to know is some advice for people that have gotten away a little bit, maybe who have stolen some money, accidentally shot somebody on a train. What would you do if you already got out? Where would you go? How would you stay hidden?
Oh, that's good.
Man, that is a great question.
That.
I think I would just dress up like a lady.
That's smart.
Mainly because I like dressing up like a lady.
You're like, fine.
And I'll figure it out from there, man. But I really want to be a bitch.
That's great. I think one of the things that happened, remember, who was it, Cavalcante? Who got
Danilo
out?
Cavalcante?
Yeah,
Yeah.
got out of the Montgomery State Correctional Facility, or Montgomery County Correctional Facility. I think a lot of people overlook how overlooked the homeless population is in a major metropolitan area. If you want to diss the fuck up here where no one gives a fuck about you, pretend to be homeless for an extended period of time.
Piss all over
It's
yourself.
gonna
man.
Go hang
Dude.
out with the migrants now, and then just
Dude.
hang out with them.
If you below profile, you're not like, but if you kind of assimilate into a homeless encampment, just show up, don't say anything, just kind of keep to yourself. I guarantee when the police were on this manhunt looking for him, it was wild for 18 days straight. They eventually found him because he was trying to get out of Philadelphia County. If he had stayed in Kensington and just kind of fucking hung out for a couple of months, they would have been like, we can't find him. We don't have any leads. No one goes to certain parts of the fucking city.
Dude, I'll be hanging out with the trank addicts and
Dude,
shit.
I'm telling you, it may suck. You may get addicted to drugs, but if you truly want to disappear, look like the people that we don't even acknowledge.
Yeah, try to give yourself like a really big arm. like a Popeye arm.
Fat
Yeah, just go to Planet
yeah,
Fitness
mustache.
4 hours a night.
Get
middle of the night.
prosthetics and shit. Just go
telling
to Party City and just start painting scabs all over yourself.
Seriously, become a leper. Nobody wants to fuck with you.
That's so fucking
That's
good, man.
how you do it.
That is smart, man.
I'm telling you.
Because I have a friend who's on the run right now. And he's been, I think he shot allegedly shot somebody on the train last year in January. And he's still, nobody's heard from him.
Damn.
I'm like, yo, man, fucking gingerbread man over here.
Straight up. Where do you have any idea of where he will be going that you can say on a podcast?
I have
people
no
listen to?
idea. Because I'm like, he's from Dominican Republic, but to get there,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You would have to reverse migrate. You would have to probably go through Mexico.
Yeah.
And so you have to cross all these states, get through the border, which I'm pretty sure it's probably harder to leave.
I think-
because they're letting people walk up one way, but they're probably a little like, hey, where you going?
I mean, if I was again, I'm not Dominican. I don't know. But if I was trying to get south, I would go north then south.
Go to Canada, then
You got to get through an easier border. And not just like where somewhere you can get. You probably got to go to like Montana, North Dakota, somewhere where
there's a way through New York. There's a Indian. Well, I don't want to say too much, but there's a place where it's a sovereign state. It's between Canada and New York, and the river freezes over. The St. Lawrence freezes over during the wintertime, and you could just walk right.
That's
over.
what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You got to do something like that.
And I could pass as Native American, so I could just go in.
You could.
How?
I thought you meant other Indians.
So
I was kind of like,
There's nothing sovereign about them.
Yeah, you got to prove that you don't wear deodorant. They smell your armpits at the border.
I was like, are they crapping in the streets up there as well?
That's why cops don't go.
Yeah, that's why they don't.
Just hang out in the shit stacks. You'll be fine.
So much to Shaner's point, one of the most wanted people still from the FBI is one Leo Burt, who is responsible for the Sterling Hall bombing in the University of Wisconsin in the 70s.
They thought he was the Unabomber.
Yeah, so what he did was he escaped to a homeless shelter in Canada, and when they finally got on his trail, he disappeared for a long time until they think he made his way to Colorado, and he might be dead there.
So I'm talking
That's fucking genius.
I have a
Those guys.
tangential connection to this guy.
The Unabomber or the
This guy, because he went to my high school.
Right.
And at the time where they thought he might have been the Unabomber, I was working at my high school. I went to a Catholic high school, and I worked at the monastery. And the only priest home the night where the news came there was this priest who's a quadriplegic. And I didn't know what to say when the reporter came to the door, and I was like, they're like, is anybody here? I was like, yeah, one guy, but he's in a wheelchair, so he can't talk to you. And the guy's just like, what? And then the next day we had an assembly, and the principal of the school addressed the Unabomber allegations, and he's like, fortunately, the news came to the monastery last night to talk to a representative from the school, but for some reason, Mike Rainey told him just because Father Atkins is in a wheelchair, he can't speak. And the place went nuts, and I was just sitting there boiling that he would fucking out me like that and make me look like a fucking idiot in front of everybody.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
fucking crazy, dude.
But yeah, they thought he was the Unabomber for a little bit, because a lot of it fits.
Did they ever find a Unabomber? Did he ever
Ted
get caught?
Kaczynski.
Yeah, they
they
did.
caught
Ted
him.
Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Who's the guy, the Iceman?
Richard
Kuklinski.
Kuklinski.
God, those names
A lot of
don't
skis,
sound-
dude.
Yeah, when I hear the skis,
Dude, the Polacks are wild, dude. Don't let them fool you. They know what's going on up there.
Have you ever been to jail?
I've been to jail. I haven't been to
Like county
prison.
jail. Yeah,
county
same. I've been to county jail. What was like the longest time you did?
I was in for 5 days.
All
5
right.
days.
Was it a felony?
No, well, it was almost a class 2 felony. I
Right.
got 2 DUIs in 1 week, and both of them were collisions. One was a house. It was not the greatest day.
Did you
Not a
knock
great-
up to get the homeowner insurance?
When my buddy Sean and I, we drove into the house.
D card.
I literally remember like hitting the house. It was like 4:00 in the morning, and we barreled through the porch. Porch collapsed on the car. It was fucking wild. I remember getting out and like going to the front door, be like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Hello."
Your Porsche just hit my fucking car.
Dude, nobody lived it. It was an abandoned house.
Oh, cool.
But somebody did own it.
Yeah.
And we were stuck in this fucking we were stuck on this fucking porch for a good like half an hour. And I was losing my mind trying to
get your
back
car out?
Dude, I couldn't get this fucking Buick Skylark out of the fucking car.
You didn't think like, yo, let me just run.
Dude, so that was the whole thing when I went to jail. We were talking like, and again, I wasn't trying to talk to anybody in jail. I was trying to keep my fucking head down and not talk to anybody. And then people were talking about some drug offense that some guy had and this or that. And then somebody asked me like, yo, what the fuck you like? Cause I was 20 and I looked like a fucking child. They're like, what'd you do? And I thought about lying, but I was just like, no, I got 2 DUIs. And I kind of explained the whole thing. And this one guy was like, why didn't you run? And I was like, fucking fleeing the scene of an accident. He's like, yeah, but if you ran and then the day went by, say they couldn't find you, the next day you're not going to be drunk. You could just say, I was scared or this. I'm like, fuck, I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
However, 6 days prior, I did get a DUI.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'd start connecting the dots.
Okay, yeah.
If it was one time, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, wow, that kid was just freaked out and ran away. But no, I 6 days prior drove into a car.
So it becomes a felony after the second.
Yeah, well, it was also because of how close they were together. Also,
that
this
shouldn't count.
the amount of damage I had done. I also found out, and this is for anybody else listening. Look, if you're gonna drink and drive, don't. But if you are gonna drink and drive, don't let a buddy get in the car with you. And if you are gonna drink and drive with a buddy in the car with you, and you happen to get into an accident, if the buddy is hurt, get them any medical attention they need.
Oh, so your boy was hurt.
No, that's the whole thing. If your buddy's fine, have them go. Because you get a thing called endangering the passenger, and it is a $3,000 fine on top of other things they could just tack on to what was going on.
Christ.
And he stayed because he was like freaking out too. So when we got popped, we were in deep shit.
Dude, the other day, they was having that after party for Kill Tony at the stand, and I took acid. And I'm like, I'm going to leave, and I'm like, oh, I think I didn't take too much, but I'm like, I could drive right now. Bro, I turned the corner at the stand, like I turned on, I think it was Irving Plaza, and literally every corner just cops standing all around.
Damn it.
Oh, fuck. For like 2 blocks just surround, because I guess like Rogan, all these people were there, so they had fucking cops everywhere.
Man.
And I was like, fuck, I'm getting set up. I'm like, they saw me leave a fucking party and just jump. And I think the only thing that saved me is I was in a Prius. So they're like, this guy's just Uber DoorDash.
He would never do that. Dude.
It was I was like having a heart attack. I was like, oh, I'm so far. I should have just sat in my car for at least an hour or something. And dude, it was fucking
the sentence
terrible.
for getting a DUI in a Prius is you have to drive that Prius for the rest of your life.
They make you serve it in the Prius.
You have to stay.
You have to tell other inmates in jail you drive a Prius.
Sorry, dude.
Dude, I almost fought somebody who drove into a house because right before they did, they kind of cut me off and I swerved a little. They were like coming down the street flying. It was like a young kid. And then I remember having like swerving out the way. I hit the fucking curb. So then all of a sudden now I'm following him. And as soon as I get past the light, I saw a piece of fence flying, and I saw he crashed into somebody's house.
Nice.
So I fucking pull over the car, and there was already a guy, I think he was like some older Puerto Rican dude. And I'm like walking towards the car yelling at the guy, and he was like already like trying to help him out. He said, chill out. I was like, you motherfucker, you almost made me cry. I didn't even think of like, yo, this guy was just in a bad accident. Airbags is out. And his hand was already wrapped up. His shit was fucked up from something else. And I was still like burning the fuck up. And then I was doing like DoorDash at the time. So I remember I was coming back and the cops there and I just turned into a fucking rat. I was like, that motherfucker almost crashed into me, that piece of shit.
Man.
And I was just like, I'm a civilian now. I can I could snitch.
Damn, dude.
Did the people whose food you had give you shit for being late?
Nah, because it wasn't even that long. It was probably there for like 2-3 minutes, and then the porter was
Dude,
like,
you
dude,
ratted
get in
and
there.
bounced?
No. I almost fought him. The guy didn't let me to him. I left. Dropped off the order right down the block, and then
And then
I was
you
driving
came back?
and then I drove back. I was going back that
That's
way,
even
and I
worse.
saw the cop. I was like, "This motherfucker!"
Dude, that's
piece
even
of shit.
worse.
That was a piece of shit. I was so fucking angry. I was like, "Wait, I could snitch now. I'm not a criminal
man.
anymore. I pay taxes."
You eat back to roll on it, dude.
Now, did anybody
Christ.
see you crash your car?
So in the morning where I sideswiped 2 cars, everybody saw that. And I was like, I'm pretty fucked. And then 6 days later, nobody saw me crash into that house. What happened was we were out front of it for like almost 20 minutes, half an hour, trying to push my car out of this house.
Was the car turning on? Was it
Dude,
running?
So I found out Buick Skylarks, 92 Skylarks, tanks. They're fucking tanks. However, now my car was both axles were broken. The front 2 tires were popped. I hit the house so hard that the engine and the radiator smashed into the dash.
Damn, you Billy Joel'd it?
Oh, dude, it was so fucked up. And then we were trying to push it out of there, and then no one was coming by. This is like a back road. This is on Black Rock Road and fucking off of outside of Royersford. So we're trying, and then all of a sudden this like car drives by, and I mean, they see it. And the guy backs up. He's like, "Hey, are you guys all right?" We're like, "No, we're fine." I'm like, "Yeah, we're good. We're fine." He's like, "No, it looks like you guys need help." And this guy was an off-duty police officer. Oh, and dude, within fucking minutes, swarmed. What happened? What's this? Have you been drinking? And I'm like, "Oh, fuck it." I'm trying to explain it. Popped immediately, and it did not go well for anybody. And
My first time I went to jail, it wasn't my first arrest, but the first time I had to go to jail, I was drinking and I stole a work van, like those Econoline ones, filled with tools. Because I'm like, I'm gonna make it to this hotel party that my friends were having, and then I'm gonna sell all this shit tomorrow.
Perfect.
And as I'm driving, I realized I made the wrong turn, so I go to make just like a U-turn, and I'm going like so fast. And as I'm hitting the brakes, I'm realizing there's like no brakes on this, like almost none. And then as I turned around, I just heard everything in the back, all the tools slide one way and then slide the other way. And all of a sudden, like the van just going sideways.
Man.
And then I'm in there with my bike. I got my bike in the passenger seat, and there was a toolbox. Both of that shit fell on top of me.
Oh, no.
So now I'm like I'm kind of stuck in there. I finally get out, and then I'm trying to push the door open. And the shit's so fucking heavy that I'm just like stuck in there. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go out through the back door. But there was so many tools, I couldn't walk over them. So then finally I just see a guy jumps on top of the side of the car, opens up the door, and they pull me out. And instead of me being like jumping off and running, I'm like, yo, can you pass me my bike too? He helps me get the bike up. I get down. And as soon as I go to get on the bike and ride off, this guy grabs me. He's like, hey, where you going? Where you going? And I was like, nah, man, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not going nowhere. And then he just held me there until the fucking cops came. And then, like, the cops come and they were like, it's like, oh, like, do you got a license? I was like, oh, I left it at home. I'm 16. I don't even have a
license to ride a bike, motherfucker?
He's like, were you in this accident? And I was like, and I lied for probably like 20 minutes. I gave him a fake name. He's like, who's this van? I was like, oh, it's my cousin's. I gave him a fake name. He's like, you know what? Nothing that you're telling me is coming up right now. So I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's Jorge Black-Decker.
Dude, I ended up fucking going to jail for like, I think I did the 7 days. And at the end of it, they're like, all right, you can go do 30 days or 3 years probation. And I was fucking just I got into like 4 fights in those 7 days.
Jesus.
And then I was just like, that probation sounds good. And then after 6 months of probation, I was like, nah, I'm going back to jail. I'm like, give me the jail time. But then by then, the 30 days was off the offer. And I'm like, oh, they'll probably give me like 3 months. I'll do 2. The full thing, 6 months. And I was like, fuck. Still better than that probation shit. Because probation was fucking hell. I kept coming up dirty. I came up dirty.
Yeah, dude.
Coke once.
You gotta play. You gotta go straight laced with probation, dude.
I was like, fuck. I should have did the 30 days. I would have been home in like a week and a half more. And my dumb ass took the fucking probation.
I get it.
When you get like sentences like that, like 30 days, do you know where you're going ahead of time, or are you just thrown into a place with people who have done all kinds of shit that are there for significant periods of time?
Well, because once you're sentenced, and usually they'll dorm you with like if you're a nonviolent charge, you got nonviolent. They have DWI trailers for if you got DWIs, they don't put you with other people, or they'll put like drug addicts in there. But like if you got like strong arm robbery, murder, assaults, like violent assaults, you get put in like maximum security dorms, and those are the word. They call those the gladiator dorms.
Oh, Jesus.
It's that, and then the minors, the gladiator dorms, where like you're gonna have to fight if you don't know anybody in there. You're going to have to basically fight to stay there because everybody's just going to be like, all right, we don't know this guy, and you got to earn your respect.
Yeah, that was not – I was put in a huge pod with like work release dudes for the most part. Yeah. And that was like – people talk about like, oh, man, you went to jail. Must have been tough. I'm like, I think you're thinking of prison.
Yeah.
I think – because like jail is like third world summer camp. Yeah. It's like – dude, it's honestly you show up, you're just with a bunch of dudes you never met. You're sleeping in bunk beds that are like 18 deep. It's fucking terrible. The only time I thought I was gonna fight anybody was like the second to last day. Like I found that when they bring you food, like when they bring the food in the morning, like the first day I didn't want to eat. Like the first night I was like, I don't want to fucking eat. I'm not hungry. And this dude's like, yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, you better take the food because what happens is when they come back for lunch, they're gonna realize one tray's left over. They're gonna bring one less tray. And if you take somebody else's tray, then there's one person without food, and it'll cause a fucking problem. So just take it even if you don't want it. So I did that, and then the second to last day, the other thing is I didn't pick who I wanted to sit with. I just sat wherever, and people sat with you. And I fucking sat down at this table, and this dude he honestly looked like Popeye, but with like a huge beard. Just old fucking man comes and sits at the table.